I finally watched One Punch Man and yeah, I'm impressed. I kinda hate how long it took me to get around to watching this anime because now I actually understand what all that hype was about. But before I dive into this anime about a caped egghead and his world of chaos, comedy and overpowered fists, don't forget to smack that like button and hit subscribe if you do go on to enjoy the video. But without further ado, let's talk about the second most overpowered bald guy I know. And I say second because let's face it, Saitama definitely gets soloed by Captain Underpants. Anyway, for anyone who's somehow even later to the party than I was, let me first tell you what this anime is all about. One Punch Man follows Saitama, a man so strong that can literally defeat any opponent with a single punch, and that's not me exaggerating. And even though that sounds ridiculously stupid and so overpowered, it somehow ends up leading to this anime becoming one of the most unique and self-aware takes on superhero and shonen anime that I've seen in a while. And that's because the premise flips the typical underdog hero story on its head completely. Instead of training to be strong enough to actually beat someone who's an overpowered villain, Saitama is already way too strong. So strong, in fact, that he's actually low-key kinda bored. He doesn't go around fighting for glory or revenge or even just because he has to. He fights because he's hoping desperately that someone might actually put up a challenge. And that twist combined with the world that One Punch Man is set in is exactly what makes this anime worth watching. So let's talk about that world of One Punch Man a little bit, because honestly it's both unique and basic at the same time, but in the best way possible. I mean, we've got a ranking system of heroes and cities labeled purely by letters because giving them a creative name was clearly way too much effort. And of course we have monsters that show up basically daily, and all of this is just completely normal. Like, we literally see this entire city get smashed up to pieces so much that I think the characters themselves just kind of accept that it might just be another Tuesday in Alphabetic City. But honestly, I really like that the show doesn't spend too long over explaining anything and actually has those simple features. I mean, they tell us the important things that we need to know, like the fact that the Hero Association exists and that they rank heroes from C to S class. But they don't overcomplicate it because, well, let's face it, there's already enough chaos in that world of One Punch Man with all of these characters already. And while I'm on that topic, I guess I may as well talk about the characters, because One Punch Man is not just the Saitama show, although admittedly he does obviously steal the spotlight with pretty much zero effort. I mean, let's face it, Saitama himself is genuinely such a brilliant parody of every shonen protagonist ever. I mean, he trains so hard that his hair literally falls out, which is kind of tragic, but also kind of hilarious at the same time, and despite him literally reaching god-tier power, he's still just a silly little guy that's worried about things like sales at a grocery store. He truly is a great protagonist, and I fully understand why people like him so much. And then of course you've got Saitama's cyborg apprentice, who is like 90% explosions. I mean, he's basically a mecha Megaman. But he takes everything way too seriously, and that's low-key a good thing because that seriousness does balance with Saitama perfectly. And in terms of the side cast, I have to say it's absolutely stacked too. I mean, look at the cyclist hero guy. That man is an absolute king. He has literally no powers, no strength, and absolutely no chance. I mean, all this guy can really do is literally ride a bike, but he still shows up anyway, and that's real hero energy right there. And then you've obviously got the S-class heroes like Tornado, Bang, Atomic Samurai, and King, who each bring their own ridiculous personalities to the table and really make this anime thrive. And of course, when we get great characters in an action anime, you know that that comes with great fights, and the animation in this one does not disappoint. I mean, I seriously have to give mad props to Madhouse for season 1's animation, because it is clean, it is fast, it is brutal when it wants to be, and I mean, the fight scenes are just on a level that honestly had no business being that good, especially when you think about the fact that this entire thing is technically a parody anime. But whether it's the choreography, the transitions, or just the camera movement, it all slapped, and I want to give big props to Madhouse for that, because the first season was truly amazing. Season 2 though, well, that's where the cracks start to show a little bit in the animation because JC's staff took over. And while the story kept moving, the animation definitely did take a hit in my opinion. I don't think by any means that it's bad at all. I think it's just noticeably less polished than season 1 was. But I do think I only really noticed that because I literally watched this entire thing in one sitting like a gremlin I am. Either way though, it has to be said that the animation and the art in general managed to find the balance between the seriousness and silliness and just turn it into something special. You'll have these absolutely insane monster designs and intense lighting during fights, followed by a shot of Saitama just standing there like a boiled egg, and that visual contrast is part of what makes the comedy land so well in this anime. So it's safe to say that I completely understand why One Punch Man had such a big impact on the anime scene when it dropped back in 2015, and that I am well and truly impressed. One Punch Man truly did deliver on both the parody side of things and the action side of things. So honestly, I'd give One Punch Man a season 1 a solid 8.8 out of 10 because it had a nearly flawless execution, great pacing, and it had me laughing way more than I was expecting to. And in terms of season 2, I'd give that a 7 out of 10 just because of that decline in animation, but as a whole package, it's still absolutely worth watching, and if you're someone who skipped it like I did, then I'd strongly recommend fixing that immediately. But if you've already seen One Punch Man, then please let me know your favorite moment down in the comments below and what you thought of the anime. Without spoiling too much, I'd have to say that my favorite moment was probably Saitama absolutely aura farming, destroying that meteor. But on that note, I guess all that's left me to say is thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, remember to feed your goldfish, pet your dog, and tell your family you love them. Peace the fuck out.